But I'm not decluttering you. I would never. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. Today's video we're doing a quick declutter. I've already gone through my collection, so I'm actually going to show you what I pulled out. And also there's going to be a swap out for one of my project pan items just because I'm so sick of it and I'm never going to use it. So let's get right into it. So first up, I'm going to be decluttering this Mary Kay Lash Intensity Mascara. It is technically still sort of wet and still useful. I mean, in the time that I've used it, it hasn't been open too long yet. However, I just don't really like it. It's getting kind of clumpy. I just don't think it's a particularly great mascara. It's fine if that's what you've got, but I don't think this one's going to be sticking around, and I would not repurchase this. Second, I'm going to be getting rid of this Sephora Colorful Shadow and Liner. This is a matte waterproof, like, crayon pencil. It actually still works fairly well. This color's just not one that I've been using recently. I bought this for a costume, and then I realized how long this had been open because it was for a costume that was like 2 years ago at this point. So if I'm going to do that costume again, I would buy a new pencil, and these aren't particularly expensive. And my kitty's going to help me out with this decluttering video as well. So this one, I'm going to toss this because I'm a little concerned that this probably isn't any good. Something else I'm pretty sure is not very good anymore would be this. This is from Stila. This is the Magnificent Metals eyeshadow. This is in the shade Metallic Violet. It's this sort of like spongy, squishy, it's a lot like a ColourPop feel to it, and it's very, very glittery and pretty and all of that, and you can also mix it with a medium in order to make the color more opaque. The medium itself is looking kind of gross as well. It's very cloudy liquid at this point. I haven't used this one in a couple of years. I was trying to use it because I had decluttered a smaller size in a different shade, but honestly, I just don't reach for this one, and I have better light purple, like shimmery shades. I'd rather pull something out of my Gemstone Obsessions by Huda Beauty, for example, or any number of other glittery things. I've got some Wet n Wild liquid cat suits for your eye that look just about as good as this does, and I'm not going to use that medium anyway, so I'm going to let this go. Two more things I've been holding on to that I'm going to let go. These are both MAC mineralized eyeshadows. One of them is in the shade Illusionary and Burning Ambition. That's this one. And then this one is the Odd Couple. Part of the reason for that is this purple shade here is pretty much an exact dupe for a Kat Von D that I already have, and the gold shade's getting really light and it's barely visible at this point. This brown shade is still pretty good, but it's a little bit chunky. I'd say the only shade I'm probably going to miss is this gold one, but I realized I could kind of dupe that out in my Heavy Metals palette from Urban Decay. Plus I have some lighter gold shades that, I mean, it's not going to be exactly the same, but it's going to be close enough, and I haven't been using this. I don't tend to use singles all that often anyway, and these are both pretty old. So I'm going to let these go. I'm going to put these in my back to MAC pile, since you can, if you have a certain number of empty containers, you can get like a new lipstick, so I'll put those there. I'm also going to be decluttering this mini NARS blush in the shade Orgasm. Even though it does have a mirror, which is kind of the reason I was keeping it, I don't really like this blush that much. I think it's okay, but I prefer the Milani formula over this, or I would use my Anastasia Beverly Hills. I have one of the blush trios. Those are just better blushes as far as I'm concerned. So while this one has been nice, it was, you know, nice to try it out. I've had it for a while. I never reach for it, so I'm gonna let this one go. I'm also going to let this go. This is from the brand It's Skin. This is a macaron cream filling cheek is what it's called. This is in Cassis Berry. So this is supposed to be a lip and cheek thing. It's in this really light pink. I thought the packaging was super, super cute. And I thought at first that this color was going to work for me, but honestly, it looks okay on the cheeks, but on my lips, it really looks too pale. It does not really work so well. Again, the packaging on this is adorable. It's like a little macaroon, but I never use it. I picked it up in CVS when I was going through like the Korean skincare aisle, and I just thought everything was so adorable, and I wanted to pick something up because I thought this would be really useful. I thought it'd be more like a lip balm, but it's really not, and it's just, the shade is too light for me. It's really kind of a matte as opposed to a glossy thing. So I'd go back and buy something else, but this particular product just, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, and that's okay. So it's fine for me to let this go. I'm also going to get rid of two of these from Sinful Colors. These are the Shady Babe Cream eyeshadows. They're just not very good. They're not nearly as good as like a NYX or a Wet n Wild or, you know, any of the more expensive ones. I just picked this up because I'd never seen it, and I thought that the color choices were pretty cool. I really liked the blue and the green. Plus, you know, since it was a double, I thought, hey, why not? They were like $7 a piece, something like that. I'm disappointed that they didn't work out for me, but at the same time it's nice to try new drugstore makeup, and I hadn't tried these before, so I'm not upset about it. It's not a big deal. I was just disappointed in their wear. They just really were not good enough for what I'm looking for in a liquid eyeshadow, especially since there's cheaper drugstore options that work much better. I'm just going to let both of these go. I'm also going to get rid of this CoverGirl Melting Pout Glitz. This is Liquid Glitter Top Coat in the shade Double Platinum. I think this stuff's pretty cool. It works pretty well. The thing with this is that when I tend to add glitter on top of my lips, I have found I much more prefer using a powder glitter, and so this was not really getting used, and I've had it for a couple of months. I bought it when I was in Florida, so in the February-March time frame, and I've used it like maybe twice since I got home, and there's nothing wrong with it, and I have a friend who wants to try it out, so I'm gonna give it to her. But you know, for me, it's just taking up space in the collection. I'm gonna let it go. I think it's a perfectly good product. It's just not what I reach for. And last but not least, I am decluttering this Laura Mercier Rose Gold Caviar Stick Eye Color. I just don't ever use it. I don't like using it. It's not even very good as an inner corner highlight. I prefer other things. You know, it's just not my jam. It's not what I'm going to use. I'm not that great at using stick highlighters as it is. I mean, it's a pretty one, but it's pretty subtle. It also kind of matches my skin tone, so it's another one of those things that you can barely see it when I use it anyway. So I'd rather have something that was a little more glitzy. So I'm going to replace it with this Starstruck Matchsticks from Fenty Beauty. This is also a stick highlighter. This one's a little bit more glittery, and I think it's a little bit more visible on my skin. So this one I think I have a better chance of getting some use out of. Plus, I often forget to take it with me. So I'm hoping by including it in my project pan, it's going to get more use this year. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. So I did get rid of 10 items, plus I'm doing the swap out for my project pan, so technically 11. So I hope that this was an interesting video for you. I'm going to be doing a little bit more decluttering, although I'm feeling pretty good about my collection at the moment, but I definitely need to go through my eyeshadow palettes because there's been some new stuff I'm looking forward to picking up, which means a couple of other things need to go because there's just not space, and I have to keep it that way. So if I want to spend the money on the new eyeshadow palette, I got to be willing to get rid of something else. Anyway, I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I will see you all soon. Bye!